Alright, Josh here, and welcome to a different kind of video today. Today we're going to be doing like a discussion on the new rules for VGC 2019, which were released the other day. And I'll probably talk about how we're going to go about that on the channel in the next few months and stuff like that. So yeah, it's a bit of a talky one. Anyway, so let's start at the beginning. Worlds was so good. I pretty much watched it all like live. Apart from I actually had to watch the final back last night, Sunday night, because I work a bit later on a Sunday. So by the time I'd finished, I knew when I got home from work, like it would have been like halfway through the final, and I was like, I'm not turning it on now. So I kind of wait till the the closing ceremony had finished, and then I was like, okay, now I can safely go. You know, stayed off Twitter. I was like, I don't want it ruined. So I watched that. So good, like so many good games, proper hype moments, like. So many good plays. That side roar was definitely something I won't be forgetting anytime soon. Such a good play, and yeah, I guess congratulations to like everybody that were played and was involved, because it was super entertaining. Although there was a lot of cringy stuff from the the opening ceremony. I was like, oh my god, it was proper doing me, but ah well. No, it was good. I really enjoyed watching it. So yeah, and obviously, halfway through day 2, they announced the VGC 2019 rules, which I was not expecting. So that's kind of like thrown most of like their channel plans for a while out the window, and I'll get into why. So I'm just gonna get on the rules, and we're just gonna go through, and I'll just let you know, like, I'm just gonna be talking about it, like what I've been thinking. It's had a few days to settle in now, so you know I've had some thoughts about it. So. All battles will be double battles played on Ultrasun. We already knew that. National decks, we pretty much knew it was all going to be this. So, players may include 2 of the following Pokemon. Legendaries. So, this is like something super fun for me, because I didn't... Although I started playing like VGC of... It wasn't really VGC though, around the end of 2016. But I was more playing like... doubles, like Smogon doubles. I mean, I was on Battlespot using like Mega Aerodactyl VGC 2016 because I didn't know what I was doing. It was more like 2017 where I kind of like clocked how to actually play it, because I was like playing VGC 16 with like Mega Aerodactyl. I was like, I refused to use the primals. It was silly, I don't know why. So I personally don't have a lot of experience with the legendaries, but I am slowly learning. I've started playing on Showdown, so it's going to be a learning experience for me, but one I'm super excited about, because I love, like, Dialga's one of my favourite legendaries ever, and so's Rayquaza. I'm super excited about playing both of those. So obviously a Alola symbol, these are all obvious things. Players now have 7 minutes of your time, up from 5 minutes. That is super good, because there was like once or twice tea break. Once or twice where we you know, like I did come down to timer, and I think just in general this like format throughout the year, like all 3 sections, is going to be like bulky, slower, rather than like fast paced. So I actually might have to adjust my gameplay a bit to like a bulky, slower, controlled sort of play, which I'm quite happy to do. It's going to be like a nice new experience. So. This is where I couldn't believe it. So obviously the Sun series, which is the first series, is no Z crystals, which is crazy. No Mega Stones, which is, you know, I suppose we used to that in 17, but we had the Z crystals. So like just that, like knocking out Z moves makes things. I guess it's gonna be harder to take out obviously bulky Pokemon. Like sometimes you relied on the Z moves to, you know, get a big knockout, and those big knockouts aren't going to be there anymore. So. But at the same time, so you got the legendaries, which, you know, do extra damage, like more powerful, and you can combine them with like Ultra Beasts and the Tapus, and so there's gonna be a lot of powerhouses. That's why I think bulky is gonna be good. Red Orb and Blue Orb aren't permitted, so that means no primals, which is interesting, and Rayquaza can't know Dragon Ascent. That's a big one, because I think that kind of like Like, I don't think Rayquaza is going to be good in this section, purely because of that. Like, Dragon Ascent is like his best move, isn't it? That's the move you want to be using for, you know, big damage, and he doesn't know it. So, I don't know how viable that's going to be. I liked this idea of this format though. Like instantly as soon as they announced it, like I've been like working on these. I've got like 2 teams at the moment. I've been testing out one today, and it's been going quite well. And the other one is like I was just kind of like theory and stuff in my head over the past few days, and it's doing all right. Obviously, everybody's going mad about okay, Xerneas is going to run wild. Although it's a big threat, I don't actually think it's going to run wild. I think Solgaleo's actually a really good check to it, so that Sunstrike Steel is going to do a ton. There's a few other Pokemon I think are going to be decent in this format. I think Katana's going to be quite good. I mean, Katana absolutely decks Groudon and Kyogre. Especially Kyogre. Groudon has higher physical defense, so... But Kyogre's like got quite a low... Oh, it's not low, but you know what I mean. It's physical defense is lower. And I don't think stuff like Landorus is going to be super... I don't think Landorus is going to be used that much in this, because a lot of the legendaries get Ice Beam and have high special attack stats, so you just dex it. And obviously, using Earthquake's not going to be as good, because... Especially if your opponent has Tapu Bulu, Earthquake's instantly, you know, halved. Or, well, you know, like... It's not doing as much damage, and... I just don't think it's going to be as good. Because, you know, when you got Tapu Bulu on the field, it's like, oh, it's sound. I can still use Tectonic Rage, but no Z moves, so yeah. Well, the craziest thing was, it's like, it's starting September 4th. Oh, I've built like, I have like 5 teams of like VGC 18 ready to use. Like, I spent all last week building this like Trick Room team for this week, and now it's pointless. And I've decided basically not to do any more VGC 18 videos on BattleSpot. I'm just going to wait till next week. Not this Wednesday, the Wednesday after, for our first VGC 2019 series, because like I don't think anybody wants to see VGC. I don't want to play VGC 18 anymore because it's finished, and I don't think anybody wants to really see it. Like everyone's going to be busy building teams and getting the teams ready in game to put on BattleSpot next week, and that's what I'm going to be doing as well. I'm going to get like I definitely want to finish these like 2 teams. Like I say, one's doing okay. I need to just change the EV spreads a bit, make sure they're as good as possible, and then yeah, that's about all I have to say about this format. I do like this first lot. Then we got the Moon series, which Z crystals are back, and everything else is still not allowed. I think that swap over will be quite similar. Like, obviously, by the end of this format in January, there'll be like a meta. As always, there'll be so many standardish teams, and I think swapping over, it'll just be a case of probably people are just sticking Z moves on with some changes, but I think like some cores will stay the same because of the the restricted Pokemons. The cores will stay the same. I think there's some quite good cores, like I think stuff like Kyogre, Solgaleo could be quite good, and Solgaleo. I don't know how to pronounce these bloody things. Kyogre with Yveltal as well is something that I might use, and I've basically been using Groudon and Dialga as well, which is kind of good. I think there's loads. I'd love to use Lugia at some point as well. That's also one of my original favorites. Anyway, I think this swap over into that will be not too bad. Probably like similar teams can be used. You just chuck a Z crystal on one of your mons that maybe had an item that wasn't ideal or something like that. And then obviously the last series, the Ultra series, is going to be I don't know, it's going to be insane. Like Ultra Necrozma thing is going to be and it's Z move, that light that burns the sky. I really hope that is not completely busted. Necrozma's just like tough in general because of is it Prism Armor? Stops super effective moves, right? It like cuts the damage done from super effective moves. I don't know if it's by like 3/4 or half or something, but that ability just itself is quite tough. And then it's going to be, and obviously the primals are about Mega Rayquaza. It's going to be a. I hope it's just not a mess. Like that's the only thing I really hope, that it's not like a massive mess. I think it'll still be fun though. Obviously the World Championships will be under that format, but. What I do really like that they've split into 3 sections to keep it fresh. I actually think that's really good. I'm in 2 minds about it actually. Like, well, I think it's good overall, but there's like a few things. Like, I think it's good to keep it fresh because like over maybe over like the past month, like my interest in building teams for VGC 18 has like fallen off a little bit, just because you've been playing that format all for a while. And I remember last year in obviously in VGC 17, like after Worlds, I just had the same team and I was just playing it for a bit, and then around September time, October time, I just kind of stopped playing because I was bored of it, and I was just waiting for Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon and the new season. So at least straight after Worlds you get a new season. That's actually, I really like that. But you're just straight into it. Obviously, well, luckily maybe about 3 weeks ago I thought, we're getting towards the end of the year. It's like 3 or 4 months off. Maybe I should start preparing some of the legendaries, like grind them up to level 100 to bottle cap and stuff. So I started doing that. And I mean, I've not got very far, but at least I started, because now, like some of the mons that I'm going to use next week, some of the legendaries, I've already got them at level 100, and I was like, oh my god, I just need to like EV train them. And some of the support mons I'm using, I've already got. And there's only like 1 or 2 things I have to breed, so that's really handy. So I'm glad I did that. The only downside to using legendaries, I think, is obviously they've had this distribution thing, and I've not actually been doing it. I've just got the ones in game, so it's going to be a bit of a faff. Like if I've got like a certain nature mon, and I want it to be another nature, but I can't. I'm gonna have to go through the game again or try and get it off someone. I don't hack Pokemon. I get them all legit. I don't care if people do hack them. That's their choice. I prefer to get them legit, but that's just me. So yeah, that might be a bit of a pain, but also like I kind of want to build like slower. I think I'm going to play more like bulkier, slower, reserved, like controller teams, like mixed. Maybe with like a Tailwind option, maybe with a Trick Room option, a bit of both. It's going to be that type of team. And because the last team I actually built, for VGC 18, I was going to use this week, was actually a bit like that. And I really enjoyed playing it with it in practice, because it's something I'm not particularly great at, but I was actually really enjoying it. So I hope I can improve in that sense. And yeah, I think that's about it. I really like the format. The one thing I think it's good, the split. I think it's going to stop people from getting bored too easy. Like I was saying, I got a bit bored towards the end. Now, it's every September. It's like every 4 months, 3 months, pretty much 3-4 months. 4 months, 3 months. We're going to be changing, so it's going to keep it fresh all the time, which is really good. I really like that. The only downside to that is, obviously, some people like using one team throughout the season and just changing it slightly. You see that all the time. That you're not going to be able to do that as much, but I think you really will be able to do it in the first 2. Like going from Sun series to Moon series. I think most teams there's going to be a fairly standard cause that you probably just stick a Megastone on. But then when it goes, a Z Crystal on. But then when it goes to obviously the Ultra series, that's when it's going to get crazy. Hopefully not too crazy, but yeah, it should be very interesting. And yeah, so basically, content wise, we're not going to do any more VGC 18. That's it for this week. We've finished that. I finished it on like episode 98. Like OCD wants me to get to the episode 100, but I'm more interested in prepping for 2019 and getting to like at least a semi-average level, because like I don't want to just go into it being awful. But it's a learning experience. Hopefully we'll get better over the season. I'm sure everyone will. And yeah, I did have that other series planned. I was going to do some like funner teams for VGC 2018. That's out the window now because there's no point. So, and honestly, because of how fresh like this season's going to be, I don't need to do anything like that. So there's something else I was going to do. So I might do that instead. But yeah, just so you know, no videos until next Wednesday. Not this Wednesday. Come in the one after, because the new rules come in September 4th, which is I believe it's. I really think it's Tuesday. Where's my calendar? Sorry, I'll just check on my phone. I really think that's next Tuesday. So, yep, Tuesday. So, Wednesday the 5th will be your first VGC 2019 VGC Battle Spot live series, and I'm super excited. I'm definitely just going to try all sorts of stuff and see how it goes. Anyway, cheers for watching this discussion. Most importantly, please let me know what you guys think of this, the new format, and what you think is going to be popular. Obviously, Groudon and Kyogre are going to be popular. What else do I think is going to be good? I think Zygarde could be quite good as well. And Necrozma is going to be really popular, and Solgaleo and Lunala. Like I say, I've played a few games today, and I'm really enjoying it. Haven't actually run into Lunala yet. Run into Solgaleo a few times. Not run into Reshiram, Zekrom. I actually thought Zekrom could be alright. Obviously Xerneas is going to be a thing, but... Oh, I've got some good ways of stopping Xerneas. I've not lost against a Xerneas team yet. But obviously, maybe that'll change. I might change my strategy against that, but we'll see. It's good fun anyway. Anyway, cheers for watching this discussion video. Can't speak. Discussion video. Like I say, let me know what you think. Cheers for watching, and I'll see you all next week.